Recently, we have seen drastic cuts to the construction budgets for rural drinking water supply projects. Lewis and Clark water system is vital to economic development in South Dakota, Iowa, and Minnesota. And yet, recent budget requests have been insufficient to even keep pace with inflation, let alone put pipe in the ground. The BOR acknowledged in a report last July that the current pace of federal funding will add decades and substantial costs to these projects. If confirmed, will you make completing these already authorized rural water projects a higher priority than is currently the case?
Thank you for the question, Senator. And I did hear the same issue from some of your colleagues in neighboring states. I appreciate that water is a very significant issue, a life or death issue, one might say. And in talking with several of your colleagues, I've heard that whiskey's for drinking and water's for fighting. Yeah. And I know that these are very, very important issues. Rural water in particular and drinking water, which is essential for daily life, is a high priority. I appreciate that we can't do some of these things without appropriations. And I would look forward to working with you and your colleagues in the neighboring states to encourage our appropriators to ensure that there is money in place to get this water moved to the critical communities that need it.
Will you urge OMB to do the same?
Yes, sir. I will certainly advocate for the rural water projects with OMB.
The Prairie Pothole region supports a rich ecological and cultural heritage. It also fuels a major economic engine. According to the Congressional Sportsman Foundation, sportsmen and women provided more than $1 billion in economic impact from hunting, fishing, and camping in South Dakota in 2011. Conservation easements help protect this vital ecosystem by maintaining productive wetlands and grasslands and private lands across our ag landscape. Reliable funding from the Land and Water Conservation Fund, along with state, local, and private matching funds, is critical to protecting 240,000 acres of wetlands and 1.7 million acres of grassland habitat in working partnership with ranching families across the Dakota Grasslands Conservation Area. What will you do as Secretary to ensure that multi-year efforts like the Dakota Grasslands Conservation Project don't lose steam due to uncertain and constantly fluctuating funding levels of LWCF? Are there additional ways you can see that we could fund conservation programs that clearly provide a big return to local economies?
Thank you, Senator. As Chairman Wyden mentioned in his opening comments, across the country, active outdoor recreation generates $646 billion of economic activity on public lands, and certainly in the Dakotas, it's a very, very important part of the economy there. I did have an opportunity to meet with the Congressional Sportsmen's Caucus and talk about some of these issues. I appreciate that many of our hunting and fishing organizations are really critical players in identifying habitat and then working with private landowners and public landowners to understand that resource to effectively manage it sustainably for ongoing sportsman activities. So I would look forward, if confirmed in this role, to leaning into those critical partners as well as the resources at the Department of Interior and local states to identify and support funding for these resources. Land and water conservation certainly is an important part of that, and I look forward to its continued support and perhaps funding at a higher level than we've had over the recent past.
As you know, our Indian schools faced higher dropout rates, lower test scores, and inadequate facilities. What are your plans for Indian education at the department?
Senator, no question that I'm committed to upholding the sacred trust responsibilities that the Department of Interior has, and that includes the Bureau of Indian Education. In many of my conversations with senators, this is a very big issue, including our conversation together. I know that the issues are difficult. I know that they're long-serving. I hope that through collaboration with the Department of Education, we'll be able to enhance the educational opportunities within Indian country across this country. It's a difficult issue and a very, very important priority if we are to, in fact, help our tribes working on a nation-to-nation basis improve the economic opportunity, especially for their young people.
Thank you.
Thank you.